Okay, y'all, bear with me because I've been waiting for this one. And before I get into talking about my opinions about Spencer, I just want you guys to know these are my opinions based on the liars, and I love every single liar. Now, I've seen some people in my comment section talking about how they disagree with what I said about Emily and how she's so misunderstood. Y'all, I get it. I really do. That does not take away from the actions that she has done that I don't like. Yes, everybody has had their own fair share of crappy things that they have done. I'm not hating on Emily. I do like Emily. I just feel like the story writers just kind of started messing up her character. But I still love her. So no hate, y'all. I still love all the liars, or else I would not be doing videos about them. So Spencer Hastings, fashion icon, our own Nancy Drew. And on this channel, we stand a black queen. This is her mom, by the way. I love this picture. But what do I think about Spencer Hastings? So first off, I have to say, I've watched Pretty Little Liars so many times. Like, I literally just have it on repeat and I will never get tired of it. And Spencer has and will always be my favorite liar when it comes to basically solving problems, keeping the show interesting. Like, all of her storylines has been top tier. She's the smartest liar. She always has, like, her and Toby's love, like, I just loved them together. But something about her character is that she always kept you on your toes. You didn't know who she was going to be with. You didn't know what she was going to figure out about A. She just had this intelligence that you were just like, man, even watching it over and over again, how did she understand that? She had the messiest family, which also just made it so interesting. And I love her character. Like, even this is like one of her flirty episodes with her and Toby. And I'm just telling you, like, whatever she did made you fall in love with the storyline. Like, her and Toby, that storyline made you fall in love with it. Now, what I don't really like is season 5 through 7 Spencer. Like, I just really think the writers just did whatever, whenever. Like, the whole storyline with her twin, like, if her twin was, I guess, introduced earlier in the show, maybe I would have liked it more. But the fact that it happened in, like, season 7 and then was, like, there was basically no real storyline for why the twin decided to be AD, like, which is kind of like an Uber A. She decided to do it because, Spencer got adopted into this, like, wonderful family while she didn't. I'm like, how the heck does that have anything to do with Spencer? Like, this whole twin took over Spencer's life, and for what? Like, I don't get it. And they really had, like, Spencer basically fighting her twin the last season, and especially the last episode. And again, the storyline between her and Toby knew which one was Spencer, had my heart. But the whole storyline was like, what? And then I heard there was like a pregnancy storyline between her and Toby that just never developed. And then her and Toby would break up for no reason. Like, it was just so weird. But I'm not gonna lie, again, I just still loved Spencer. Like, she, fashion icon. Anytime she was in an interrogation or had anything to do with the police, I just love how calm she was and how she was willing to be like, look, you might think you know something about me, but I know stuff about you that would destroy you too. Like, she always had her game face on, and that's what I loved. What I didn't love was the storyline with her getting with a bunch of adults when she was a teenager. Again, this is a recurring theme in Pretty Little Liars, and I need to know why they kept putting teenage girls with adult men. Like Ren and Ian and so many other ones. I'm not even going to name all of them because I felt like they really experimented with relationships with Spencer with adult men, like so many. Arya had Ezra, and that's not a good thing, but at least Arya only had maybe one older guy other than like Jake, who was her karate instructor, who was still older. But they really had Spencer dating, other than Toby, only adult men. That's crazy. So I didn't like that. I didn't like how Spencer was always the one ready to go to the police about some, oh my gosh, you were here in Rosewood the night that Allison disappeared. Oh my gosh, Allison and you didn't like each other. Oh my gosh, then you must have been the one to hurt her. Like, girl, why do you always... That's why I love Toby for Spencer, because he would tell Spencer to sit down somewhere. Like, Toby would be like, remember when you thought I was the one that hurt Allison and you turned out to be dead wrong? Like, sit down somewhere. It does not take all of that. Just because Allison had beef with someone and someone had beef with Allison, which the whole town had beef with Allison because Allison was always up in other people's business, getting their secrets and manipulating and torturing them and blackmailing them. But just because someone has had a bad experience with Allison does not mean they hurt her. And again, Spencer was so quick to jump the fence. She was the smartest character and we loved her for it. But then again, she would always be the one to jump the fence to assume that someone had something to do with Allison's disappearance. And the worst thing is, you think she would get over this because she has been accused on multiple occasions of having something to do with Allison's disappearance, but she just never gets out of that habit of blaming other people. Until we realize that Allison is alive. Spoiler alert. Again, I loved whenever we found out that she was working with A to figure out where Toby was after Toby disappeared. Her storylines are just top tier. Like, you never knew what Spencer's next move was going to be. And again, fashion icon. I love this dress. I love this outfit. She always just kept you going with her preppy outfits, her preppy style. I love the preppy style on her. And like I said earlier in one of my videos, they did change her preppy style after like season 5, the 5-year jump era. And not gonna lie, all of the storylines with the liars after the 5-year jump, I really just didn't like as much. Like, I felt like if they stopped at season 4, I would have loved it. Because a lot of the storylines didn't make sense after season 5. After season 4, like for instance, Cece Drake and Mary Drake and Alex Drake, Spencer's twin sister. And there was just a bunch of plot holes that just the writers decided to just drop, and it was so weird. But still, Spencer's storylines were my favorite. Now, the thing that I don't like, the thing that I think is disgusting, the only wrong I will hold Spencer to 100% is this disgusting monstrosity of a relationship. Like, the scream that I scrumped whenever I found that they were dating. And the way she looked at Hannah when Hannah figured it out and stuff, she knew she was wrong. She knew she was wrong. I will forever 100% hold Spencer accountable for that. And Caleb. This actually gives me the creeps. Like, let's talk about this real quick, because Hannah would absolutely never do this to Spencer, and there was an opportunity where she could have, where one of Spencer's exes wanted to date Hannah, and Hannah was like, I don't do that to Spencer. But then this happens, and Spencer tries to justify it with some, oh, she's engaged to someone else now. Now, mind you, this is like season 6, season 7. So after the 5-year jump, and Caleb and Hannah apparently did break up for some reason. And Spencer was like, oh, since she's dating and engaged to someone else, it's fine. It's not fine. You don't date your friend's exes. And not even just that. Like, I believe that Hannah would mind a little less. First off, this is Hannah's, like, first true love. Like, they experienced so much together. Like, they were true soulmates. She actually, Hannah handled it really well when Spencer told her, or whenever she figured it out herself. But the thing that I think Hannah really would have wanted is if Spencer and Caleb asked, because to be honest, if I found out my best friend was dating a guy that I'm in love with, like I'm like attached to in so many different aspects of my life, y'all were just dating and then didn't tell me, like, why didn't you just tell me before y'all started dating, or when y'all started having feelings for each other? Me and you have been in connection for a long time. We never lost touch, and still you're gonna bring this up last minute? I love you, Spencer. I do. And I will always stand 10 toes down for you. You and Hannah are my favorites, but this was wrong. I hated this. And the worst thing is, Caleb was still in love with Hannah whenever he was dating Spencer. Like, what?